Hello,
Hey
everyone.
guys,
Welcome
welcome.
to our YouTube channel.
Welcome
In
to
case you're
another
new here,
amazing channel, amazing video.
calm down.
Yes,
Calm
today
down.
I leak sugar.
Like, I've been asking him this question because I don't understand the energy he has this evening.
Best.
Anywho, guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. And my name is Ollie, and with me is my darling, energetic husband.
Dara.
Okay, so today we want to talk to you about culture shocks that you are most likely going to face in the UK, especially as a Nigerian. And we came up with a whole lot of lists,
Laundry list.
but we had to cut it down. So I'm going to talk about 6 of them just very briefly because we do not intend for this video to be long.
No, how about
right?
we do one?
No, definitely. No, that's how we're going to do it. Cool. Definitely. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
So the first one is, of course, the obvious, the weather.
Yep.
If you're coming to the UK, you can actually tell that, UK's weather has a mind of its own. Even when I've seen movies where they throw jabs, about the UK weather, because this moment it's raining and you're like, oh, let me take out the umbrella and go out, and then next thing is freezing cold. I remember times we've taken walks and we're like, oh, the weather is so beautiful today, and just 5 minutes
change it for you.
the kind of breeze that want to blow us. I'm telling you.
I mean, many people say it snows here, but in the UK, I think the winter is also wet. So it's a wet winter, unlike in Canada or any other place. So you see, we call it drizzling or raining.
No, that's actually raining, but their rain here in Nigeria is drizzle for us.
Yeah.
So that's just number 1 for me. So babe, do you want to take this step?
Yeah. So number 2 is public display of affection. I think it is very common here in the UK, especially when you're walking through parks or you're going through centers where people can sit down. You can see people in one corner or the other, just doing their thing, and and they might be couples. I don't know, but and then you Nigerian couples were just majestically walking parallel to each other, and then you want
to
that,
anyhow with your hands, just going and
then meanwhile, the British couples or people in the UK are coming like this. They're like, oh, and they're kissing on the road, and
I thought you wanted to do kiss me.
We are not doing peace here,
Daddy G.
Anyway, so it's very common here. It's something that you're gonna see. It's something that you need to. It's kind of like a cultural shocker, but I mean, that's the way they express themselves, and it's beautiful to see and learn.
And sometimes you see maybe people of same sex, or you see a male and a female. So don't go and carry a family. Don't do that, all right? Just face your front and by going to where you're going to.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, the third one is everybody calling you my love.
Hi.
I remember some of our friends, when they came to the UK, they were like, oh, we went to, and people were like, oh, what you want, my love? My love. And I'm like,
love it too.
And he actually thought that the lady had something for him. And I'm like, if I give you shikok, she ain't got nothing for you, bro. She just had to call everybody here, oh, my love, sometimes my darling, but the most popular one is my love. So please, as a couple, if somebody is referring to you in front of your couple and they're like, oh, my love, don't take it personal.
Absolutely.
They are just saying hello to you. They're just trying to be nice.
And don't think that they are toasting you.
They are not.
It's just very easy to cross the boundary. You just think that, oh, this person is really being nice. But I think it's just in their nature to be very calm, very warm, welcoming, even when they're angry. I've never really heard of a thing where you see a typical Briton screaming like the anger.
They scream, eh?
Yeah, but they scream and they say, hey man, what are you doing? The scream is very controlled. It's not like, the Nigerian man as you're screaming like this, the heat is on. But, the heat's not there anywhere.
All right.
I think the next one is the rat race of just dealing with bills here and there. I think, we hear this in Nigeria, and we hear this over our heads, and we're not really we don't really know what in day
Wetin dey sup.
we show. When you show like this, right, and you're paying your house rent monthly, in thousands, you're counting, and then you can't, other bills like council tax, in 100, you count electricity and energy bill.
And I think it's just pretty much because back home, we are used to paying for things like annually, right?
Yeah.
So you're paying your rent annually. Even if you have to buy credit, it's only when you need credit you have to buy. It's not like you're put on a contract or something.
Yeah.
You have your borehole that you dug. You don't have to pay for water. You get.
Yeah.
So all those things really. So I think with all of that, when you come here and you begin to see how they pay bills here, it shakes you a bit.
Yeah.
And that's why I think babe, I love what you just said, because no matter how many YouTube videos you watch, it never prepares you for the reality.
Absolutely.
So because you hearing it is good, you're prepared for it, okay, that's fine, but by the time you start dishing out that money every month, your body go begin to pinch you.
You go begin to wonder, because it's not like change. It's not change, you're throwing change here and there. No, these are like, wholesome cash.
Exactly.
And if you're my kind of man, in naira, you gonna
this guy, I'm just tired of you.
Sorry.
I'm just
We
like,
deal in
why do you
pounds,
have?
We deal in pounds.
Like, I always tell him, you don't have to change everything to naira.
I have to. I marry Hannah punch. How many bags of cement can this sweet I need go guy go down in Nigeria? Anyway, back to the next one.
But Igbo men are still sweet anyway.
They don't.
So the next one is about raising your kids in the UK environment. Now, I must say that, back home, you have a community. Your kids even have friends that they get to play with, right? You can, if your children misbehave, if you're a flogging kind of parents, you can even flog without wahala. But you see all those things, they don't occur here. Like, you can't flog no soul here, because literally your child can go to school, and based on the kind of conversation, the teacher can just walk up to the child and begin to have a conversation, and the child may just say something innocently, not to hurt the parent or not like reporting the parent, but next thing they just call the police, and they come, begin to ask questions, and it may just go either ways. If you're not able to explain yourself, social service may just take the child, and then that will be it. Sometimes they may even place a ban that you never go close to that child, your own child, right? So it's also very important that as you're coming with your kids as couples, that you also begin to educate your children on the kind of environment that they are going to be in. Sometimes, I've heard some parents talk about the fact that some other kids are being racist to them, so you have to let them know what all these things mean and how they need to hold their head up high and face things like this head on, right? Yep. When your kids are being naughty, you have to begin to think of other ways, to dish out discipline. It doesn't have to be flogging, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
Then you may also, as a parent, you may also want to be a part of a community for the sake of your children, because guess what? One of the things that we have been talking about the Indian community is the fact that they are always in the community, and they try as much as possible to pass on the values from their place. So just because you live in the UK does not mean you're going to trash out your culture, your values, your tradition, the things that you guys believe in. No. Yeah, so you need to teach them, to be respectful, to carry themselves with pride, to always try to stand out, to be proud of who they are, regardless of what is said anywhere, to try to be the best wherever they find themselves. Yeah. Those things that make us Nigerians as a people, the things that our parents taught us growing up, right? Yeah. So, coming here, you as a couple, or your children, they may just feel it a bit or a whole lot, depending on, the level of support or community that you have wherever you're staying. But you need to get yourself and the kids ready for that.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. I mean, we love the Indians in the way they, put their culture and value system, regardless of wherever they are.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful to see, actually.
I mean, even to the point of, even though they are born here and they speak, they still have the accents. You can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, and culture and value.
Yeah,
and,
even the dressing, all those things. So
it's a beautiful thing to emulate. Right. This also buttresses the next point, which is really about discovering that as a couple, you guys are all you've got, right?
Yes.
You're just, I mean, this is the truth, because
Oh.
the fact that you came in as a couple is an advantage. It puts you up for success in a way compared to somebody who came here all alone, right? It's just maybe easier, and you can start leveraging that, in the fact that union, right? To they say that the UK can be indeed a lonely place, but you have somebody to share your fears with. You have somebody to talk with, to talk about dreams. You have somebody to share your bills with, as well. So the fact that both of you are together in this and you're coming in as a couple should indeed be your strength. So when you come in, make sure that you strengthen the bond between you guys, talk more. You're going to spend more time together, no doubt. Even if you have a job or you have a hybrid, you're coming into a new environment where you might not know a lot of people out. It might be too cold to go out sometimes. So you spend more time with your spouse, and then you have to leverage that engagement that you guys have to build something beautiful, right? Yeah.
So just to add to what he said, because again, there is this tiny frustration that comes with settling into a new place, and sometimes you may just find yourself, like you see yourself beginning to get angry at one or two little things, but the most important thing is for you to sort it out immediately, please. Because just like he said, at the end of the day, both of you are all you've got, all right? And there's a community that we are both part of called the Muvve community. So if you're very interested, I'm just going to put the link in the comment section. You have to be in the UK already for you to be a part of that community. Whether you're married, whether you're single, wherever you live in the UK, the community is open, and it's a social community. So hanging out, having conversations, passing information to help people get to know what's going on in the UK, in the United Kingdom, pretty much politically and socially and all of that, because you don't have to come and say, oh, because I'm a couple, I have kids, oh, the UK has to be boring for me. You will be cheating yourself. All right? Good.
All right, next one.
So to the next point, you lot have to get ready to get used to things like drinking tea or drinking alcohol
or smoking, But me, I don't smoke, Sha.
That smoking one, because the government is even fighting the smoking one. They have campaigns.
But babe, let me just add this, right? I never had been an advocate for smoking, and I'm not.
Yeah.
But when I came into the UK, I realized why it might just be important for people to smoke because
of the weather.
It's easier to just lean to a direct heat, right? Because of the weather is so cold. But of course, me, I actually drink tea. I drink tea more.
I think back in Nigeria, it was coffee that we would do.
Yeah.
But we came to the UK, and whenever we go to shop, we're just doing like ginger tea, green tea, peppermint tea. We're just packing all sorts of teas. For example, we've had our coffee since last year, July, and we haven't taken it up to a quarter.
Yeah.
But we've taken tea, exhausted it, kept it, bought another one, like...
But babe, I think my own tea drinking culture, behavior started at work in Nigeria when I was working with Tola and Colgate. We were always drinking tea.
Because you're working with the Indians and
so
stuff.
we were always drinking tea. And it was, that started. So now I can't even, we just have to keep drinking the tea. It's really healthy, right? And it's healthy, by the way.
Yeah, so tea is a healthy option. So please get used to it. And sometimes alcohol, you may be invited out and they'll say, oh, you take alcohol and stuff. So the good thing I like about here is that they actually have like different brands of alcohols for like even women that can take, even if you're lightheaded. However, I don't also encourage that you consume it a whole lot because it also has health side effects, So, but everything at the end of the day you have to take everything in moderation. All right, so don't be surprised when you find yourself taking a whole lot of tea or coffee or alcohol. We understand you, bruh.
Yeah. And then I think the next point is that the fact that, when you come into the UK and you get a job, you might be earning something like £2,000 a month, right? Especially when you come from Nigeria, that looks like
2 million.
I did tell you. Shut down. Shut down, don't show. 2 million, it's cool. And then maybe that's around, I think 35K or almost 38K a year. Yeah, I mean that's good money, right? For one person to earn, but it's not a lot of money in the UK. Let's be honest, because you stay in a place, half of that is gone on rent already. You stay in a decent apartment that is not even a two bed, and you're not staying up north where it's really cold. You're staying maybe in the Midlands, or let's not even talk about London actually.
London.
But half of that is already gone in terms of rent, and then you have to use the rest to take. So you're not actually balling. It's not the life.
That's not money
That's
for
not
balling.
money for balling.
Not to say that you cannot save or enjoy yourself on that money.
In fact,
No.
prioritize savings. So if you ask me, because especially if you're comparing with Nigeria, but I would say that at that point, you've got that money, if your spouse brings in additional income, it just helps you guys to stabilize, right? And then also, if you can get a better job, or you have a side also that can add to that, it just helps you. So the 2K that you start earning when you come into the UK, whatever job you're doing, it's not. Don't settle for that. I think that's the message. That's just an entry pay that you can grow past, and there are a whole lot of ways to actually do it. But just keep your mind afresh that this is not where I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna keep adding moolah to this, right? I think that's the mindset, right?
That's right.
Yep.
All my pepper lovers get in here right now. If you are a pepper lover, and you come to the UK and you say, "Oh, Pepe, you look so fresh."
Oh, Pepe.
Oh, Pepe.
Now, Pepe in the toxins. I don't know. I said Pepe.
Oh my God. Guys, their pepper is nothing like our pepper. Oh my God, Nigerian pepper they play. They play. Now I'm going to give you a short story. When my mother-in-law came to visit, she visited us. And that day, it was my husband who was cooking.
Yeah.
He was like, he was so excited that they're cooking and everything. And then he brought out 3 pepper. You know the normal, is this Scotch pepper they call it in Nigeria that we use now?
Small red pepper.
Just small something, 3. I kept on telling him, babe, this pepper is too much.
3 pieces.
Reduce it. Just use only one. Use only one.
Hey, only one. I was like, how can I cook this kind of thing and use only one pepper?
This guy cooked with that 3 pepper. In fact, I didn't eat the food though, and I did not pity him. It was my mother-in-law was pitying.
With a sweat.
Because the woman was just, and that day there was serious cold. You can imagine pepper that she was eating. She was sweating. She removed her cardigan everywhere. She was cold. Like her nose, everything was dripping. I actually could imagine. I remember one guy on Twitter who told the story of how when your people are cooking now, how they use pepper, to make it. Baba go pack pepper.
Oh,
He said the moment he just put the food in his tongue, he had to first of all jump around first to give praise. He had to jump around to give praise.
No, wow.
So please, the pepper here is not the same with ours. Theirs is, if Nigeria's pepper is like 10% hot, theirs is like 1000% hot. I'm not even joking.
You don't go.
I'm not even joking.
Over the moon.
Depending on the amount of food you're cooking, I mean, just use a measure. It's better that you just maybe put only one. Then if you are coming, if you have like suya pepper or like Cameroon pepper, you can add that to it. Okay. So
yep. To the next point, guys, because we need to get this off. In the UK, shopping, whether you like it or not. I don't know how people are efficient. I mean, if you think it's otherwise, you can drop your comment on the comment section. But what we have come to experience is that shopping is weekly in the UK, right? The system just shapes. It's almost like it's a design. It's a design. Like me, I like to shop monthly. In Nigeria, we shop monthly. We full fridge. We cook everywhere. We cook this. We keep everything. The next month you go and shop. But in the UK, mostly it's weekly or bi-weekly, but most of the time it's weekly, because most of the foods and perishables that you buy actually are timed. They expire weekly or bi-weekly. So if you buy vegetables, you buy pepper, you buy let's say
milk,
tomato, even milk, right?
Fruits.
Yeah.
Before
you know what's happening,
bread,
even meat. Meat has expiring date too.
Yeah, meat, chicken, carrots.
Kayaba. Anyway, but the idea is that this is just like built-in system to make you spend, and then it's just really easy to pick up like a set and you go home with it, and before you know, before the week ends, you're already running down on that. It's almost finished, and then you have to replace it. And then you don't want to buy a lot of it because it has the expiring date on it. So that's how the system is. Which is a bit different from where we're coming from.
Yeah. So the next point is the fact that, I remember when I came here and my friend was like, oh, I'm going to cook Precious Nashi. I'm going to cook, and she brought out 6 eggs. I'm like, hey, well, 6 eggs. Sister, take it easy. This six is a lot. And she's like, oh, no, it's affordable. It's cheap, okay? And really, some of the things that we see as like premium food back home, those things are actually very affordable here. Milk, even though their milk I'm not exactly a fan, I still prefer Niger milk. Shout out. Let me know in the comments if you still love Niger milk.
Dano food. We rep Dano.
So milk, eggs, salads. Remember back home, salad is only for like Christmas, Easter, New Year. That's when you eat all those things. Chicken, turkey, all those things, goat's meat, those things are
lamb.
Those things are like Sarah, like everyday something that you shop weekly, So please, when you're coming, or if you're here as a couple, don't feel like chicken is good. No man want you. No, it's
you
not
tired for chicken now.
No, so they're just normal meals that you can actually afford. Really.
In fact, chicken go begin taste like plastic
for your mouth.
I like chicken. And then they like chicken again. Those days, by the time you carry chicken lap like this for Nigeria, say na chicken. But here,
you don't chop
it don't become, it can't worry me. And I never stay long. I don't know the meat where I'm going to jump before I finish it. Maybe we'll go try alligator or lizard.
That's on you, bro. That's on you, bro.
Alright guys, the last but not the least, I think is the fact that it's very much underrated in Nigeria, vitamin D and the sun.
The sun.
Oh my God. You go miss sun. As we did like this, we never stay long, but we don't pray for summer to come. Those days.
Why do you keep saying you've not stayed long? You literally came last summer. What are you talking about?
I came last summer, but there are some people that have been here for 50 years, 20 years.
Oh, is that what you mean? Okay.
I don't know. Because at the end of the day, right, it's just one circle for us, and then we're already craving the sun. We're craving it. Like, we can't wait for winter.
Whenever the sun ray comes in from the door,
summer.
Where I'm sitting, oh my God, I just gonna put my head. He keeps laughing at me because I just gonna put my face there because I just it's just.
But the sun is getting warmer here. It's getting colder. You go see light, you don't go see heat.
The sun will be shining and it will be so cold.
And you know one thing, because it's so important, and that's why somebody actually told me this, and it might be a theory that actually is functional, that it's actually real. Because I also studied biochemistry, right? So because of the vitamin D that we get from the sun, most of the countries that are at the southern hemisphere, right, are more active and very energetic there. Like Nigeria, Africa, you go to South America, right? These places in the south, they have energy to pump around, jump, South Korea, they are more outgoing, but countries in the northern hemisphere are always very reserved. They're very cool. And the difference is because there are less sunlight, less vitamin C, less excitement. Meanwhile, in the south, you have more sun, more vitamin D, more excitement. Yeah. Tell us what you think about this theory. But I think it might be valid. It might be valid because
it's not a question of this is valid or not. It's actually very valid.
Yeah,
because,
scientifically.
And please, if you're watching this and you're in the UK, please buy vitamin D. And
buy it.
It can affect your mood. The lack of vitamin D can actually affect your mood. And then there's the bone, which you need to take care of. So please try as much as possible to let me say if you're the exercise type, you can exercise. If you love to dance, please dance. If you can't do all of that, try to stretch, but don't just, because the cold will actually make you always stay one place, covering yourself, sitting and all of that. It will always make you do that. So try to be active. My husband is very big on football.
He doesn't I told you I'm not going to tell them that I scored 3 goals last time. Ibragadabra.
What's wrong with you?
Sorry. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching and for sticking around with us. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.